Hello, y'all. What's going on? See, we got hurry up and buy in the building already. Got D Scott, Phil Brad. Welcome everyone to another edition of this BMBBH podcast. I am Kev, and yes, this Freaknik documentary is very interesting perspectives that have come to light as far as social media is concerned, which brings about many interesting perspectives, to say the least. And tonight, you're going to receive the perspective of a person that was very young around the time Freaknik was popular. I was 17 in 1994. Yeah, so I didn't attend the first Freaknik. I mean, I don't think I attended any of them actually. I went to Freaknik like events. Went to Daytona Beach in 1998 for their Black College Spring Break Week. But it wasn't Freaknik. In 1999, I went to the Black Biker Week. That wasn't Freaknik either, but they were events I would probably say that were on par. I mean, I didn't walk by like vans and see people having sex and stuff like that, like all these other people are claiming. But good times, good times. Yeah. So, all this hoopla about this event. I'll say this though. I'll say young people are fucking up the game for real. It's like shit like this wasn't ever a big deal before. Now it's a big deal. It's a shame. We just we just simply saw it as having a good time. Yeah. I mean, men and women. Hold on, let me start a poll. I mean, this whole point of this broadcast, and I'm not going to be very long tonight. The whole point of this broadcast is like nobody should be worried about anything at all. That's this whole thing that's going on with this Freaknik documentary is concocted by today's standards as far as social media is concerned. Remember when Freaknik was out, there were no social media back then. There was no TikTok. There was no Instagram. There was no Facebook, really. There was nothing. There was nothing at all. But who has the tenacity to keep a videotape that long? Yeah, this is outdated tech at this point. But we have machines that still operate that are able to play these things. So y'all just want to make this about gender. Let me tell you something else though about Freaknik. There was no gender war in existence back then. So that's a point I'm going to stress out throughout this little monologue. There was no gender war. There was no men and women fighting to see who's more at fault for you know I guess the bullshit that goes on, and you guys would just take it as a case by case basis. You probably would have less to worry about. But I also commend the effort when the question arises that we, as a community itself, are able to have such discussions. When I say we are the children of the Nick. Shoot. So, anybody wants to know the history of where the word Freaknik comes from, I mean, anybody with two brain cells could figure out it's an amalgamation of the words freak and picnic. They just decided we just spell it different. We'll put it a K at the end instead of a C, which, made sense. We had all kinds of events back then. We had the foot wash that was in Union City, and I was up the road from where I was, and they said all kinds of shit went on in there with tents and such. It was people being there, themselves. I guess they were in a world where they could do whatever they want, seemingly. I mean, just primarily, I would hear guys would just go down there to kind of just smoke and to see all these little strip shows or sex shows or whatever. But let's see. But Freaknik, that's one I never ever did. And I mean, I would hear stories, but the thing is, though, we knew how these environments were back then. We didn't make a big deal of it, and we also back then we weren't primitives. We knew something was wrong with making females do things against their will. But the funny thing is, every time I would attend an event, it was not females doing things against their will. And another thing, those were also a bunch of women that knew how to tell men no, and the men put up with it. People in those kinds of places and those kinds of environments just want to have a good time. And for people who are pushing this narrative like it was just a free for all of predatory men and victim women, I'm sorry, it just wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. That's why I'm gonna say this. You young people, you just fucking up the game for everyone, men and women included. Now, I don't think in 1994, to be fair, anyone would have thought that a documentary would surface on one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world. I don't know. It's just I think what's happening is people don't understand how they physically change throughout the years. You don't look exactly the same as you did back then. I mean, people will probably recognize you just on a if they look close enough, but like I said, I just don't think it's that big a deal because grew up in a different time. I grew up in the time where this stuff was actually happening. So let's just, I don't know, I got a few slides here. Yeah. An event that would congest the city. I would say for the residents there, it was the biggest inconvenience for people who had to actually work jobs in those places. I'd have been sick of seeing folks. I mean, to be a spectator, to be an attendee, that was an exciting environment. And then, then to have, like, have your favorite beer and, I guess have a little weed, whatever you do, have your little cigars, have your little black and mild, feel like a baller for a weekend before you have to go back to your regular life on Monday and Tuesday. Shoot, this kind of stuff was fun, but when you talk about it in 2023, is all this fake outrage. I was like, it makes me happy that I grew up in the time that I did because you kids are bitches. They say Yolanda Adams. Hey, let me just say this. We do not know if that was Yolanda Adams for real. That's just some internet shit. I mean, it looks a lot like Trina, and that looks like a lot like. Let me go back to that picture. That does look a lot like Kimberly Elise. That does look a lot like Trina, but I don't know. I ain't gonna say it's Yolanda Adams. What up, Phil Brad? What it is? Shoot. And from what I can tell, it wasn't just women out there doing that shit. I mean, and I'm not out there to look at a bunch of dudes, but seriously, it's like crazy shit goes on both sides. So I wasn't like, I wasn't like D.L. Hughley. I didn't walk by a van and then just see people fucking or something like that. But let's talk about them too. How these dudes are stepping up to the plate to make sure that the honor of the females is defended. Because you got those guys out there that are going to use this as a shaming piece so women can feel bad about who they are. And for me, with a when a man, and I don't want to get into, I don't want to get in, be one of these guys that get into giving you advice about women, what you should do with women. Man, you got to relax, bro. No, I ain't with all that. But at the same time, I do understand that we ain't trying to make them less sexual. Shoot, I mean, I guess what most of you are trying to do is you define it, is trying to make them less promiscuous and not become a single mom. I guess. Shoot, so I mean, it's whatever on that. People make their own personal decisions, and those decisions have consequences, and that's what I want people to understand. Once once you do something, it's probably gonna be on someone's mind for much longer than you want it to be. So it's best not to put yourself in situations that you could possibly expose yourself. But I mean, when I used to, I'll say this much: when I used to see a video camera, it seemed like the female on the other end was willing, that they weren't being forced. D. Scott said, I mean, if those chicks haven't come out to dispute it, I'm gonna go with that is Yolanda Adams and etc. Okay. Phil Brad said, I feel bad. Man, for real though, man. Environments like that in general back then were wild, but it was wild people. It's like everybody was doing everything on their own volition. Not to say that there wasn't some, well, illegal shit going on, like people being assaulted or whatever. I'm not saying all that. That's some narrative that some fat chick with a blog site is trying to push, just to I guess just to spark outrage in this victimhood culture that we run on social media. What up, Greg? Cafe underscore 702 304's gone 304. Yeah, yeah. Let them girls 304. Shoot. The wifey ones are the ones sitting at home. Unfortunately, you don't get to meet them when they do it when they do it like that. But at least they know how to stay away from shit. But at the same time, don't you want some woman that to be completely honest with you? Not to saying that you gotta choose the one that's riding the carousel, but my thing is every woman you sleep with that slept with somebody else before. Let me just put it to you like this: what kind of woman really do you want to see as a wife or a possible life mate? Seriously. So I don't know. But that man said I'm gonna go with Yolanda Adams. It was never disputed. But like I said, that looked a lot like Trina and Kimberly Elise. And who else said Kadada Jones? Who was that? Shoot. Somebody already coming out saying, what if you see your father on there doing something? Be like, and I mean, my father and my mother weren't out there. They were too old by then. They were worried about other shit. Shoot, what if you see your father or your mother out there? What level of accountability will they have to face? And that's it for me right there. For that woman that made that TikTok video saying that, oh, our business about to be out there. Yeah, she done did some shit. She has done some shit. Quincy Jones' daughter. Why are you so worried? If you didn't do nothing, if you were there just walking down the street, sipping on a wine cooler, it was a big ass party. How do people party these days? I haven't been out there in a while. How do y'all party? Do y'all have nuns walking around with 12-inch rulers talking about leave room for the Lord? See, some of you guys are actually afraid of being caught up just the way the laws are designed these days. And then you have stuff out there like Me Too. If if you are unfortunate enough to run into the person who believes something's going to be a bad idea later on, but a good idea now, you got all kinds of stuff to watch out for these days. Yeah, facts. It's like trying to say men going to the strip club are bad, but these strippers are innocent. It's If it's bad for men, it's worse for women. D. Scott confirms it. Yep, daughter of Peggy Lipton and Quincy Jones. She is 49 years old. Interesting. Shoot. Oh yeah, this one right here. This is the classic Jim. This one right here is all over the social media streets. This kind of thing right here. Oh, that's my mom. I'm like, okay, that's how she got you here. Can you please delete this? This is my mom. Your mom was out there busting it down. Shoot. Shoot, we didn't know that we were all gonna run into the age of shame, the age of accountability, the age of a message can be sent across the world within the blink of an eye. Shoot, everybody can see this. And I'm not saying that she should be ashamed or be humiliated. You probably wouldn't know how to find that lady. I mean, they got the cop's name all over the place. Talking about he may be fired for this. They did get the cop at least, for some of y'all. Which does, if that's the case, that shows the level of male accountability. The man said, D. Scott has said, I wonder if they'll do a Girls Gone Wild documentary. I believe there's already one. And, unless you're in the white community, you don't know whether that was a big deal with white women or not. And with that being said, I don't know. I don't know if white women made a big deal of possibly being seen in that documentary at a younger self flashing their boobies. That's when you delete social media. Don't announce that's your mama. Yeah, you keep quiet. You keep quiet. You can't even see her face that good. That could have passed as anyone, but you had to open your motherfucking mouth. And now everybody knows that's your mother. So when you're sitting, when they're sitting next to her in church, they kind of look at her. They be like, "God damn, mama, you buzzing it down." Let me see, man. Everything that I knew back then was in it was in Miller Lite and Black and Mild Smoke. That's all I remember. Yeah, man. And there was some freaky freaks, but you had to earn that shit. You had to earn that shit. You couldn't be no whack ass dude. You had to be about that gangster shit. I'm just being sarcastic. But yeah, they like, yeah. They was live. They was with it. Shoot, look at the pic there. They did that. They're not nobody like they will have you believe in 2023 that they'll just these women in these photos were surrounded by all these predatory men telling them, "Girl, you better bend over and take these pictures, pose like that." Yeah, that's it. That's it. No, that wasn't it. Look at what's going on today. Shoot, you got Instagram. Women can't help but to show their ass. This was just a a precursor. I don't know why you guys voted the way you did, but you voted wrong. Yeah, I would say societal wise, the majority did vote wrong. Shepherd Tracer. That's a cool name, by the way. Shepherd Tracer. Wish I'd have thought of that earlier. Then I probably would still be named Kev, because that's my given name. But hey, in another universe, another universe. They get it from their mama. Facts on facts. Man, I done seen old I said like social media is a thing. It's like it's like people think it's a bad thing because it reveals so much, but so many things come to the surface. Like there was a video of like the 50s in a club and they was just doing the same thing. They was doing the little woman bent over, guy get behind them, all the gyrating of the hips, grinding up against each other. It was, man, this shit's been going on forever. Every party I went to after the sixth grade, butt dancing and grinding on each other. Like seriously, I don't try to just pull this shit back up out my memory like I make it my business to remember. I'm just telling you what I saw from like sixth grade on up. Every time I would go to a party or a dance, people just like they're dancing, they're grinding on each other. It just and no one's being forced. No one's being forced. High school, college, and especially at events like this. Shoot, I'm over that crap. So I done settled down. I'm just I'm just living out the I'm just living out my years right now. There's no need to party. But people just had that hormonal shit going on. Guys and girls, men and women. It's normal stuff. It's it's people just trying to have a good time. If you single, you trying to mingle, you trying to hook up. To my men should work because they're gonna try to spend. Like I heard things like people say men should be worried because they're gonna try to spend this and make black men look like predators. So my question for everybody who believes that, what do black men already look like? Even if there are black men that push back against those narratives, what do we already look like? Anybody got a good answer? I'll tell you one thing: we don't look like angels. We don't look like the good guy. Even though it's like I truly believe for black men that we do get an unfair shake when it comes to these conversations. D. Scott, facts. What's new? That's my point. Rogan's the bill monger. Shake your money maker 50s, but that's only because hoeing had become such a culture due to the trick grams that black people said, screw it, let's go with it. Yeah, we do adopt fucked up cultures, and then when we adopt it, we either have to be the absolute best at it or the absolute worst. Hello, Toya. Good to see you once again. Blame Jermaine. because they will try to make black men out to be sexual predators. Yeah, I've already established that. What if I see your daddy? What if we see your daddy? What if we see your mama? Well, so like I act like they about to release a XXX film. Like it's about this whole documentary about to look like a porno. Like some of y'all gonna need therapy after this. People who ain't from Atlanta is worried. I mean, like if we, it's two things. If we were in a culture of shame and people just owned up to who they are, if we just had a level of accountability that was just like that, there were people would not be worried about this. If they just say, "Yeah, that was me," okay, it's the end of it. Your mama busted down in Freaknik. Shoot, your dad was out there throwing dollars. Now, I will say this, and I will advocate for this. If there were men out there being predators, now in the literal sense, if there were men out there being predators, of course they deserve to be punished. Hmm. But we're looking like, we're starting to look like more of a joke. I would say not the joke in the way that people try to say we look like a joke. The world's laughing at us. Like, I don't care about them folks. They got plenty of fucked up mess about them too that you could laugh at. I mean, we need to all laugh at each other. People need to start understanding is when people say negative things about your culture, you can say things back. There's this thing that we have called words. is is when somebody talk about you, when somebody disrespect you, you don't beg for that respect. You say fuck you back and you go live your life as a happy person. Most people can't do that. We want to be liked. We we want this image to where people accept us in a way that they will never be able to provide. And not only that, you'll never be able to provide it for them. Or you choose not to. Most people make the choice. Do not get me wrong. Most people have worse footage on their phones than what we'll see on this documentary. I know I do. They better hope people looking don't start looking at Two Live Cruise concert vids. Those were X-rated from what I remember hearing, and those chicks were willing participants. Um, there was this video that circulated. It was a videotape that you can get on certain. You can send a money order off the addresses of certain magazines before ordering online was a big thing. It was called Banned from TV. I think they even started selling it on TV at one point. And there was a Two Live Crew concert, and old chick just jumped on stage and sucked Luke's dick right there. And he was turning around, and she was following him. She wasn't being forced. She wasn't being threatened. She wasn't being intimidated. She was a willing participant. But Luke got put in jail for that. Just want to let y'all know. How do I know he got put in jail? Because the paragraph flashed on the screen. Luke got put in jail and he was banned from performing in that area. Yeah, the level of accountability was, even though they would do it, the 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 musician got arrested for it. Yeah, these had some wild shit. Like that. I mean, I could bring up rock concerts. Oh, they did it rock concerts too. White people do it too. But that doesn't change facts. That doesn't change facts at all. Wild and freaky back then. Shoot. Maybe if there was like no shame in the woman doing that, then we wouldn't have a situation like, oh my god, the Freaknik documentary is about to come out. Oh, Hulu, how could you? How could you rely on Jermaine Dupri for anything? No, I'm just playing. Oops, that was the end of the slides. Yeah, that kind of stuff. What if that was your mama, the one that's hanging upside down? Shoot. See, here, here's the one thing about that. You know, you're not gonna see too many men out there doing shameful stuff. Like, what do they expect to see on the Hulu documentary? Willful predatory behavior that was probably nipped in the bud around that time. Shoot, what you're going to see is a party. You're going to see Girls Gone Wild, the black version. I said Emily does it too. See, folks need to stop. Tell y'all, young people cry about everything, man. Those women were assaulted. If that's the case, I'm gonna tell you about if people were assaulted, all that bullshit. I guess I'll tell y'all about the case when I was in Daytona. And I was walking down the street with the homies, and I got my dick grabbed a total of 3 times. Not my bare dick, you know. They was grabbing my pants where my dick was. So if they ever, so what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here and wait for them for Hulu or Netflix to pick up the Daytona Beach 1998 documentary like Spring Break? Like man, that was a lot of driving. Wow. Did I forget to be traumatized? I was touched, and I didn't give her permission to do that to me. There was a woman that stole a kiss from me too. Yeah, I was pretty baked. I was pretty buzzed that weekend. And then we had some of that. We had I forgot what we was drinking. I think we was drinking Thug Passion just because Tupac said it in a song. We used to put together Hennessy and Alizé. Man, that was the combination of whatever we was chiefing on that weekend. Wow. And all I remember was being fondled by women. You know, I was doing some hugging too. Yeah, I was hugging. Hey, how you doing? It wasn't against their will. Shoot. But I'll sit here and wait. I sit here, somebody. Hey, look, media, streaming companies. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch this out right now, and you know, I won't even take a big percentage. You know, just do the Daytona '98 documentary. You know, get I don't know, get Trick Daddy to do it because you know it was down in Florida. We were playing a lot of Trick Daddy and Goody Mob that year, but Goody Mob from Atlanta. So just go ahead, man, because you know I was grabbed inappropriately. You know, I didn't feel bad, but you know, still, if I like the way this works, if I decide at the time it was a bad thing, then you know we can do something. You know, it's money making opportunity. I mean, I could try to portray a sad nigga, you know, something like, oh my god, I remember it like it was yesterday. She came through, and I knew what she was about to do, but I didn't stop it. Maybe I should have. Like, how else were they supposed to be partying those particular times when the block was getting early Rock Luke, how many of them chose to kick off some fat titty to the energy on the first? Man, man, I'm telling you, they didn't mind any of that stuff. Shoot, I don't know, man. Just for me, it was for me times like those. They were fun times. And I mean, we were around a bunch of women who knew what they wanted. They said yes to it. They say yes to what they wanted to say yes to, and they said no to what they wanted to say no to, and the no's were accepted. If if the dude was acting all hurt and all in his feelings and shit, he was checked on that shit. Bruh, there's plenty of females around here. Go talk to another one. Stop crying. Stuff like that. I don't know what kind of parties these young people been to. Oh my god, they're gonna try to spin this. I'm be laughing at these folks. I'm be laughing at y'all. I bet you. I bet you with the Hulu documentary, it ain't even gonna be that eye opening. They're probably trying to figure out how to edit it to where ain't nobody gonna be hurt. I don't want my likeness to appear on the Freaknik documentary. You don't even know. You don't even know if you're gonna be on it. And then how different a person looks. Man, I think that was you on that freak. No, that wasn't me. No, that was you right now. That wasn't me. I got the picture right here. That looked like a younger version of you. Do you know how many people look like that? That's all you gotta say. All to say that influential non-black examples were present prior to a black attempt at it. Yeah, black people too ashamed of when it happened to black folks. Black folks want black. Here's what black folks want to do. You want to have that behavior. You want to display the behavior, but you don't want to be called on the behavior. It's fun to you until somebody starts talking about it. Yeah, those were great times. Shoot, let me open this up for a second. I got a little bit of time because I'm not gonna talk about this in a demeaning, demoralizing way. I'm telling you, like if I did, if I made it, if I made it sound like that I was talking about, what the women were doing in a demeaning and a demoralizing way, fuck you, because that's not what I was really trying to do. And if I ever sounded like I was trying to do that, it was totally based out of sarcasm because people making too much out of this. Cafe 702. I just want to know who the judge and other black women where self snitching should not get protection. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. When they see your face, now they're gonna be looking for you. But it's supposedly undisclosed. It's like a judge, a couple of execs, a lawyer, something like that. That's trying to stop the documentary from ever seeing the light of day. And from all the hype surrounding it, it must be pretty bad for something like that. And then it's gonna be on Hulu. It's not gonna be some type of video that you can order. Shoot, like for real. Like the picture in the right. If one of the women were your mama, would you be ashamed? I mean, that's an innocent pose right there. The picture in the right, like the jean shorts. She looked pretty decent. The one in the middle looked pretty decent. The one with the striped shirt, she a little healthy, but she'll somebody'll do it. Would y'all be ashamed? Mm. I guess this is a person's way of having content. Yeah, but let me pull this up real quick. Pull up this guy, Mark Lamont Hill, saying what he has to say about Freaknik. Said not from that picture. Yeah, but probably from this right here, especially the one in the police car. Pull up Mark Lamont Hill. Show y'all a picture of Mark Lamont Hill first. See. No, y'all can't hear it. But let me share the screen. The spread cheeks. That's why they saying that picture is why they gonna say that they gonna try to make us look predatory. Like they're just all these women. We were just making them women do all that shit against their will. That's why I can't hear. You don't get an audio option. Hmm. Hmm. See if I can pull it up. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Yeah, continue. Let's see. Hmm.
A lot of noise is being made about this Freaknik documentary. A whole bunch of people talking about whose names and faces and voices and bodies are going to show up on this video from the 90s. And most of the conversation is about whether or not women will be exposed on this documentary, whether people's mamas and girlfriends and wives and daughters are going to show up in a Freaknik documentary. And I hear you. But that's the wrong issue. Look, I was outside in the 90s. I've been to Freaknik as an aspiring young journalist covering the story, of course. And when I was there, I saw what was happening. It's not just about women being half naked. It's not about women's hypersexuality. No, Freaknik is about men ogling, men fondling. Freaknik had a lot to do with male hypermasculinity and sexual violence. Freaknik is
I would say it was about all of it except the sexual violence part. Like I said, anybody out there with malicious intent, yeah, they should be punished. But they weren't out there in droves like that. I'll just say they were inviting this dude. The fuck?
is a rape fest. It is a sexual assault fest. That's not the only thing going on out there. I'm not trying to demonize or pathologize.
Yes, you are. When you bring up words like that, of course, that's what he's trying to do. That's a very serious charge.
As black people. But if we're talking about the worst parts of Freaknik, it wasn't about the actions of women. It was about the disgusting actions of us men. And so when you watch Freaknik, you don't need to be worried about mama, daughter, sister, girlfriend. You need to be worried about brother, son, husband, or yourself, and whether or not you were engaged in some of the worst parts of patriarchal culture, whether you were part
of I'm sorry for those of you for those of you who take this kind of rhetoric seriously. I'm sorry, not sorry, but this dude really is using feminist buzz terms. That shit makes me sick. I don't like when. I mean, you're free to your opinion, but all that male feminist crap, fuck all that.
of the worst parts of rape culture and misogyny and sexual violence. When we talk about Freaknik and the way we talk about Freaknik, it's a representation of all the problems we have in a society that always blames women for the actions of men.
No, we blame women for the actions of women, and that's what these guys. Jeez, I'm sorry I played this. I ain't even know. I mean, I guess the sound is okay now, but this dude is dumb. It's just like, what's the purpose in that? What's the purpose in that? It wasn't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I said earlier. There wasn't any gender war going on during Freaknik. There wasn't any hyper masculinization, like men just swinging from balconies and shit, kidnapping women and dragging them to the room and hitting them over the head and doing what they want. There was no caveman shit. There was no primitive shit going on. Dude is lying. He probably this is a dude that is really trying to keep his job. Just keep in mind about Marcus Lamont Hill. He was that same one. I really wish I had this lady's name. He was that same one that defended that lady that said she was like at first she was like Los Angeles niggers. And then she was like, "Oh, I meant to say knackers." Like, no, bitch, you messed up. And she was trying to clean it up. Mark Lamont Hill was the guy that was like, "I believe her." Let me see if I can look it up. See her name. What her name was? White lady. Los Angeles Nakers. It was Allison Morris. Yeah. She was the one that said Los Angeles niggers. See if I can find the clip. But see if I can look up Allison Morris real quick. Allison Morris. Yeah, this lady right here. Let me see if I can put in Nakers. It's hidden. Let me see. Let me see if I can find what Mark Lamont Hill. No, it's not giving me. It's not giving me any results that I want. Who the fuck are these people? Shoot. Man, he probably said it on Twitter or something. Yeah, but Mark Lamont Hill defended her. He defended her. He got some backlash for that shit. Same guy that's sitting up here trying to use these little male feminist buzz terms: men bad, women good. They were all innocent. They were. This was a toxic masculinity culture. He just he'll defend white. He'll defend racist white women. So fuck that nigga. Oh, okay. Y'all were up here. Yo, yo.
Yo, what to do? Respect.
What up, Big Kev? What's going on?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Yeah, what's up? So
Never
you
forget
got
the Nick.
Man, listen. And this is what people don't want to understand. Freaknik was literally advertised as a sexual escapade. I mean, literally, Freaknik. What do you think they mean? To get your freak on. It means to have sex. So all these people trying to play coy and innocent, like, oh, it's just some innocent fun. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's
Yeah.
like saying Girls Gone Wild was innocent fun. Fuck out of here.
Look, hip hop was to me, hip hop was just new age blues, right? And so anything that happened back there was just a new age shake your tail feather, a continuation. It was just, what I'm saying, expressing the youth when they had an economic shift, what I'm saying? Because remember, what I'm saying, that's when crack was growing into full bloom. So the way that black people was expressing, period, why wouldn't they express that at Freaknik or whatever they call it, trying to be like the pilgrims out there who was already rocking it, what I'm saying? We're talking around what? Late that area, Atlanta, what I'm saying? That Florida energy, Miami Vice and all that. Shit, it was party central. Hell, that was everybody
Yeah.
was rocking. But they only show black people out there, like it was only just black people out there.
Well,
Niggas was all inclusive
it's not even
of all cultures back then. So
it's
yeah.
not even that, Rogue. It's just the fact that it's like y'all really want to act like, oh my god, like the vast majority of women were being preyed upon. No, they weren't. You literally have pictures of chicks at Freaknik, pictures of them getting their ass cheeks spread
Man.
open, talking about and you're trying to
Man,
claim these chicks
Facts.
are victims. Fuck
that's
out of here. Stop. Just
that's
stop. Please
that's the
stop.
banter. That's the banter of manless chicks and simps trying to get some brownie points so they can increase their following on the internet, saying that kind of shit. We knew what we were back then. We all did.
But before there was Freaknik, there was Luke. So um
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
but and notice that Luke didn't take off as an archetype. His style of music didn't take off as an archetype. It was just a area thing, how they rocked it. I remember when it was just bass music though, that area of the United States was known for. They weren't really known for putting shit with too much lyrics in it, right? But they was definitely known for bass music, right? All right, what the fuck happens with bass music? Get the fuck out of here. Big ass booties ain't finna be bouncing, nigga. Hold up. It was music first before it was all, what I'm saying, rocking it,
Yeah.
It
Look at
ruined that.
Cafe 702. Don't stop, get it, get it. Yep.
You know what I mean?
And they didn't stop. And they got
Head,
it, got
head,
it.
and more head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Luke
yeah. And
Skywalker, nigga.
that's another thing too. Yeah. Like Two Live Crew
Singing,
was pretty much
do I did he know, did
Yeah.
he do?
yeah. Like Two Live Crew was literally notorious. Was literally um a niche for basically what you call strip club music. So
Yeah.
it's like you get what you pay for. You know. It's why does everybody act like that wasn't what he was about? Like literally, that's what their music centered around. You know. So
Yeah, cause females are trying to. I guess they're so ashamed of what other females have done and not worried about themselves that they're trying to put this narrative out here.
They ain't
Like,
passed down the
like,
whole lineage. The issue is they ain't passing down the bloodline right. It's supposed to be, it's kind of like a school that ain't got the right teacher. And so, so they just continue to pass it down, just that the actions or whatever. But they're not taught that shit. That's why, they really this whole shit is something that black women definitely need to tackle. This is one of their what they call them, shadow works. They don't do the shadow work on the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? They just think, oh, whole shit all bad. It's like, well, nah, all women is hoes potential. So don't just put it on yourselves. It's just that y'all got a certain particular uh freakiness or intimacy that y'all got to deal with because it ain't just all y'all. A lot of that shit is trauma, but they won't look back far enough or point the finger where it's supposed to be pointed, and so it's the motherfucker who they going through the shit with. That's the issue.
well, what it is this, and you do have a point, Rogan. So I think we discussed it on Rise Report the other day. Again, it's like, yeah, and literally, if you look at like the I'll call it metaphysical circle, they call it what they call it's this concept called like the divine whore, basically describing what you're talking about, Roger. So yeah,
Yeah.
but again, when it comes to like the duality of women in this instance, it's like, yeah, any woman can potentially be a slut, but most of them are not cut out for it. So it's like, you know,
Yeah, a slut is just a woman that like to
at least
fuck. But
outwardly.
if you like to fuck to the public, then
Exactly.
you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And they
Exactly.
don't want to take though they don't want to take hoes. They just want to still be, considered a respectable woman. And it's like, well, no, anybody got access to you. It,
Exactly.
so you got to ask them, what do you believe your value to be, and why do you believe your value to be that, and how is this paradox something that's, what I'm saying, healthy for you?
Yes, because they call that phraseology sexist, what they call sexist and misogynistic. But there's a reason why guys said, "I want a lady in the street in the freak in the sheets." That's what you're talking about, Wilkish.
Well, yeah, she look. I don't know. I think for them to be a hoe, they think they ought to just they can't give it to one motherfucker.
Hmm.
You're like
One motherfucker
you're like
ain't
the only
worthy for all that hoe, all that pussy that they want to put on
yeah.
on something.
You're like you're like. There's no such thing as just you like enjoying sex with your partner. The only way for you to be able to express your respect is to get a train running. And it's like no, 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 no.
Yo, isn't
It's
isn't
like
that what
no.
who said that? It was some actress that said that. Some fine ass chick too, chocolate chick. Damn, she almost like Shirley Raff. She's in that vein, but not her. But she said that, yeah, for her birthday she wanted to get she bought herself a train.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I think we talk about I don't know which
She
R&B group she
fine
was
as
in.
fuck too,
I don't
cuz.
know if it was in like a part of like Escape or like one of those other groups. Don't
Nah,
quote me
nah,
on
nah,
that.
nah. She's an actress, and yeah, she's an actress. She, oh, I can't remember her name. She got a funny name for a chick, but
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah, like the name will probably be able to pop up if somebody mentioned it in the chat.
yeah, but yeah, bitch bought herself a train. Like, word.
What's up,
And
Chaos?
she was like in the 50s or some shit.
But yeah, man, it's like just it's one of those things where it's like niggas just need to stop lying. Stop. Okay, listen. Some women are gonna be hoes. It is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's like stop trying to fight it. Stop trying to. And then here's what's so
Well,
hypocritical,
it's
right?
the women that's messing it up because the women aren't letting the hoes remain as hoes. It's the women
Hmm.
that's fucking all that up because back in the day, it was the women that kept that shit in check. If a woman
Yeah.
got mistaken for a hoe, nigga, that's like calling an old black person ignorant. You ever done
Yep.
that dumb shit?
No,
Nope.
no, I have a genuine respect for older people. I understand that. Yeah, I understand that that has to be something that's earned and projected. But at the same time, when I see a person is older, I don't try to get into any shenanigans. I'd rather pick on somebody my own size.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not saying to call them ignorant as an insult. I'm saying to show them where they're lacking in certain information about whatever it is that you might be speaking on. But they take it culturally as an element of you calling me stupid. But it's like, nah, it's just that you're just without information. Anybody can get information, but it's a personal thing with it. With black women, shit, that whole shit, They used to
No,
they used to
because
vehemently stand against that shit. Now, shit,
well,
bust it
maybe
open, all the way open.
Yeah, man. But I just find it interesting. When it comes to quote unquote Western society in general, it's like just like the rife hypocrisy. It's like if you look at many of these studies when it comes to like most promiscuous countries by nation, almost every country that's leading the world in for its promiscuous behavior is almost what they call a quote unquote Western read majority white country.
Oh hell yeah.
So it's like y'all trying to lecture everybody, other people around the world about how polygamy is evil and prostitution is evil and exploitative and negatively exploitative towards women. Yet not only
Bitch God.
are there more promiscuous women per capita in these westernized countries, but you also have the rise of online prostitution when it comes
Why
to
y'all calling these
OnlyFans.
women promiscuous? They're not promiscuous. Look, all this is natural, man. All right. The thing is how they're spending the energy. The energy ain't the issue. It's how they're spending it. And once they spend it, they're supposed to be And you know what I'm saying, according to the science, which is the game, there's supposed to be a blowback from that. And the blowback ain't been there. And so
Yeah.
that's what it is. So ain't nothing wrong with the
Oh yeah.
energy. They all supposed to be loving the fuck as much as they is fucking and sucking and all. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh
But
yeah.
but when they throw it out to the community and believe that they're still getting some form of value, that's the issue. The brainwashing. You got to
Oh
ask
yeah.
yourself: is the social conditioning of the highest pimping level that is feminism? Is that something that is cemented and solid, or is it something that perhaps maybe you know what I'm saying they can alter? Because the thing is, they don't understand that all this is on a time limit. You're actually spending yourself, and you're spending your sanctity, you're spending your word, you're spending your value. But the thing is, perhaps maybe they've been duped in believing that they're still accruing value.
Well, I think what it is it's like a bunch of feel good lies. You know, it's like a it's like somebody who's like a retired athlete. You know what I mean? Talking about some I still got it. I'm like, listen, bro, you ain't got it, bro. You retired for a reason, bro. Just give it up. Just accept you ain't got it no more. You know what I mean? And you just
Right.
enjoy retirement. But no, they kind of think because here's what it is. And again, going back to what you said earlier, Rogus, yes, you're
Look at
absolutely right.
homie
Yeah,
on the
like it's
G
not the
cuz. Wait a
injury.
minute. Look at homie. That nigga look like he taking the video. Them niggas was they ghost riding during those days like that? Yo, that's crazy.
Man,
That's
man,
crazy.
traffic would be so congested though, to the point where I
And then
mean
he
you
got on
could
the
do that.
motherfucker. What's that?
Yep.
The West Side overall. Y'all remember wearing
Yeah.
that shit, guys? God damn, that's a throwback, nigga.
But yeah, yo, what was I about to say? But yeah, just about to lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, but yeah, Rokish, you definitely make a good point about that. I'm saying as far as like how people in quote unquote westernized countries are the main ones lecturing people about how polygamy is evil and prostitution is evil and
Yeah.
exploitative. Yet it's like all this like obsession with casual sex. It's like listening to people in Western countries lecture the rest of the world about sexual morality. It's like
But what is
listening to
supposed to
somebody try to
happen when
have
the entirety of their societies build up sexual fervor the way that it does? Everything is
hold
sex.
on,
They put titties on toothpaste, cuz.
hold on. No. I'm saying like my point is this: Westerners lecturing the rest of the world about sexual morality is like trying to have a prayer meeting at a BDSM orgy. Just the abject self righteousness. Like stop, stop, like just stop, bro. Just stop, like just stop. The self
But no, but the thing
righteousness,
is, okay, so
like
my thing is, where is all the shame then? This is the thing. It's selective shame. Okay, so first there's no shame. You know what I mean? The whole slut walk and everything. You know that distorted thing. So all right,
Supposedly.
go ahead. You got it.
No, I say it supposedly.
Well, yeah, supposedly. But the thing is, all right, so that means shame is gone, right? Now all of a sudden shame can be back on. Really?
And we supposed to be trying to get rid of shame and just let them do what they want to do. So
Well, look, the
I
win.
mean, like, why are you worried about a documentary? If you was out there busting it down like that, you just out there busting it down like that.
Well,
Ain't no shouldn't be no shame to that.
this is the mature age group of
because it's
women that
called
was
plausible
backing Cardi
deniability.
B, bro, when she first stepped
Because
out. So,
it's supposed to be
this is why we see the tie-in of how they supported Cardi. Because all of us scratched our head, was like, how the hell is these women supporting Cardi B or whatever? Well, now we understand.
Yeah, it's like, look, you do what you want to do. We understand that. You know, you do what you want to do. I ain't trying to stop it. We were the
Yeah,
fact of the matter is we were never trying to stop it. We wanted you actually to keep going. These other dudes, I don't know what kind of shit they on.
yeah,
yeah, because again, it's like like what you said again, just like how women aren't going to stop a man from spending money on them, men are not going to stop women from having sex. You know, if you want to be a slut, it's just going to be like, all right, I mean, that's what you want to do.
no,
All right,
a
I'm
hoe.
sorry.
Ain't no wrong
If you
with
want to
being
be
a
a hoe,
slut. To any woman listening, ain't no wrong with being a slut. A slut is just a woman that love to fuck. Find you one motherfucker that you love to fuck, and you good.
Yep. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to be a hoe, like dudes will let you be a hoe. Like they're not gonna like like you said, there's not gonna be some brigade of dudes just gonna bust down your door in the middle of you having sex, talk about some freeze, police, put the dick down, lady. Like no,
Or
it's not gonna happen.
But look, now this is the society for all that. So the thing is up to ladies, you know what I'm saying? Ladies got to be the one to establish boundaries, but this is the issue. Whenever what boundaries do women like solidly establish that y'all see? Like solidly. Besides like maybe protection of the children or something like that. For those of you who know women of, you know what I'm saying, such measure. Damn, crickets.
No. I'm just trying to understand the question. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, but the thing is, women, all this boundary is lost because women they didn't keep those boundaries that they had in the past.
well,
Ho has blended in with slut, right? Ho blended in with slut,
Yep,
and
exactly.
and what they're doing is they're using slut energy to try to get some whole freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
and
like you said. Yeah,
I
like you said,
mean, but see,
they're blurring the lines.
the thing is though, the price of that freedom is, there's going to be less and less guys that want to wipe that up. I mean,
yeah, but not to them. That's the thing. That's not registering to
they'll get,
them.
and then they'll get wiped up, but shit won't last all that much or be of any quality. But because people
Yeah.
don't think about consequences, it ain't about shaming you for being who you are. You can be who you are all you want. It's just that what happens with that is guys will exercise their options and know how to move about with you. If you just known to have a regular 10 dick cock carousel, the guy
God
ain't gonna
damn.
be too quick to be like, hey, just come on in my home and you take a shower, wash all that off, and we'll just have a bowl of cornflakes together. No,
I was making honest woman out of
no,
you. Dog.
no,
Ah.
no. That's not how it's going down. You know, keep that shit a secret.
Yep. And the only guys that'll tolerate that is pimps, and even pimps, you know what I mean? They have their breaking point at some point, you know?
Well, nah, that's the thing. Bitch got to be out there making some money. You gonna be doing all that shit. That's the
True,
whole
true.
thing behind this. The fact that the frame of the game is not applied to this shit. But yet all this, you know what I'm saying, free range fucking renegade hoeing is just
Let me tell you
flowing.
something. Let me
What
tell
the
you something.
fuck?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What they doing on Instagram now is what they were doing out there in the streets during Freaknik, showing booty. That's what they doing right now.
Thank you. We need to emphasize this point. Like the same shit you see on Instagram is the same shit they were doing during Freaknik. Stop the lies. Stop the cap.
Okay, but wait a minute. There had to be again. Nobody's saying it wasn't always there. It was regulated.
True. And
That's the
you made a
whole
good point.
thing. It was once the
Yep.
regulation,
Stop.
once the borders drop, once the regulation drop, once everybody stopped playing their part. Because all right, because so everybody's
Hmm.
there. You're having your
Once the
fun.
boundaries
You're
are
young.
removed, yep.
Everybody's sowing their royal oats. It is what it is, right? All right, that's what it is. But that's where the social contract comes in, right? So the social contract is held together by what? An integrity, right? Or a perceived integrity, an honesty amongst thieves, if you will. So who didn't hold up their part of what it meant to maintain the aristocratic front, if you will? You know what I mean?
Man, look.
Yeah, because obviously, you guys are more experienced than me, but I think you guys would agree with this. When it comes to guys, like it's much more difficult for guys to have sex with multiple women than it is for women to have sex with multiple men. I mean, literally, it's a very time-consuming process. You know, basically, the best comparison is like working in sales. Like you're selling the opportunity and you're looking for buyers. Whereas for them it's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, it's a lot more energy for us because it's not just like, all right. But this is why you also had professionals back in the day. You had an industry. You know what I'm saying? Prostitution. This is why prostitution needs to be an industry. It doesn't. It needs to be a legal industry because when it was illegal, but you did have those operating it as a profession, you were doing, yeah, you do well. They do good. You know, things flow the way it's supposed to flow, right? And there's fixtures in society. Hence, they were called ladies of the night. You didn't see them out
Exactly. Yeah.
in the day or whatever, but everybody knew they were there. And if they were
Exactly.
present throughout the day, they were meek. They were, you know what I'm saying, humble. They wanted like, hey, I sell
Yeah.
pussy at 9 p.m., bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, like what you said.
Calm your
Like
ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
like basically like if they were out engaging in sex work, they they knew when and where to be quiet and to keep that
Yes.
information to themselves.
There
And
was
as
etiquette.
long as right, and as long as the dude wasn't any type of like deviant, she's like, hey, your secrets are safe from me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my lips are sealed. You know. But like you said, the problem is a lot of this, like you said, the renegade hoe behavior is that it became more about using it as a way of being rebellious, antisocial versus understanding like you said, the social contract. Like, hey, listen, there's a time and a place. You know,
Yeah.
there's
And
certain
and
women
look
that are
how
meant for a
happy
certain
those
time
girls
period.
are. Look at them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let's I wish you could zoom in. Look how happy everybody is in that damn picture.
See,
You know what I mean? Why,
don't stop, get it.
yeah, I mean, let's quit bullshitting. That's a cop, man. You know, black cops ain't really that happy trying having to be around them Peckerwoods, and the fact that he in the South and shit. She just gave that nigga a whole bunch of motherfucking sunshine. You know what I'm saying? So hey, old Flo Will, you know what I'm saying? Your mom was a goddess about this bitch. Look how happy that little light skinned chick is with the motherfucking faggot haircut and everything. And look at a chocolate friend next to her. Look how cheese and they happy than the motherfucker. Pussy probably juicy than the motherfucker. Want somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's probably smiling. Hey, black girl, why ain't you smiling? Remember back in the day, baby, don't be so mean. They smiling and shit. You can't get these bitches to give you no goddamn
Oh
velvet in
man,
the future, nigga.
yeah, like I say, they fucking up the
Yeah, like
game, man.
these are and like you said with the pictures, these are the pictures of Freaknik, and they're talking about these
Yeah.
women are victims. Like,
I want my woman that happy because I want all my women that happy. Nigga. I'm telling you. God damn, one the green though. Ooh, she put together. Well, I see you with your coordination, girl. Shit, why your goddamn jersey so low though? You know what I mean?
Tell you, man.
That's ain't what's that? What's that? That's the ice girl. What's her name?
I don't know, but like the thing is,
Spice.
like the
Spice
point I just
82.
said, the point I just said, like the Instagram, they doing this on Instagram today
Yeah,
in their mirror.
yeah.
So why is this idea so far fetched that they were willing to do it right here in 1994? That was the precursor to all of that.
Mm.
People like I said, there are women who are embarrassed of the way they look themselves, trying to create this air of victimhood on social
Yeah.
media, trying to project their own insecurities onto everybody else.
And look, dude, old girl holding 2 drinks right there, so her friend can actually show that pussy. She said, "I want to show my pussy." That her
Mhm.
skirt was probably a little bit too low for her, and her friend was nice enough to hold her drink. You know what I mean? And look how happy she is. Now imagine, you know what I'm saying, somebody come up, you come up behind her and you know what I'm saying, change that expression just a little bit to a different kind of smile. Man, she gonna be on cloud nine, cuz. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all, if they
Man,
that happy with their asses out and shit, they got the motherfuckers out.
tell you something, man.
And
Tell you
that look, isn't that nature? How much of this is just essential nature that everybody don't like to see in white world or whatever the fuck? You know, I don't know.
well, yeah,
Hold
I
up now.
think
A lot of this is just, it's just nature
Bobby
now.
Hemming actually talked about that, about how like if you look at like a East Indian Pakistan or whatnot, there
Yeah.
are certain statues of like very like erotic paintings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
The bitches
what
the
you're saying.
bitches on Instagram don't be smiling like this. Not like that. They be trying to have some serious pose and shit. Nigga, this is joy, cuz. Well, you know that pussy tastes good.
Yes, yes, you're right,
something,
Rakim Tate. Yes, you're right, Rakim Tate. Yes, that is a cop with a chick at Freaknik with her cheeks spread open. Yep.
Like police don't
Yep.
like pussy. Get the fuck out of here,
More
man.
wide open than Randy Moss on a deep route. Yeah.
Raheem Tate. Is that a cop taking a selfie? Spreading a woman's ass on candy camera? No, that's not a cop taking a selfie. Selfies weren't a thing back then. That is a cop who is being taken a picture of.
Polaroid, nigga.
How is he taking a selfie?
He said 12 about to eat it from the bite already.
And then about to blow in each hole. Like,
bite, man.
can you please delete this? This is my mom. And what now? Everybody got it now.
Look, the mama happy. She ain't getting arrested or nothing like that.
Look at this. That's the only time he can say spread them and be happy.
Boy. And these women look healthy too. Look how healthy they look. You know what I'm saying? They smile. You can tell they drinking their water. They ain't got a whole bunch of stuff on their face. And I'm telling, look, old girl, she look at her, look at the chocolate one's eyes. Look at her eyes. They say you can tell someone's really happy and got actual joy with their eyes and shit. The light skinned one, she just smiling, you know what I'm saying? She happy to be there. But the other one, she got to show that pussy.
Man.
And look at her eyes. That is a real smile.
Yeah. Anybody watching out there? Maybe the replay. Does that look like your mama up there?
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah. Listen, and unfortunately, some dudes. I mean, that might be like a hard pill to swallow for some dudes. Like, hey, listen, your mama was the reason why sometimes the reason why your mama was working home late wasn't because she was working late. It's because she was getting heavy strokes by random dudes.
Doing wrong stuff. That's all it was. She doing
Yeah,
wrong. All right, so
Just
the
think
thing
about
is,
that,
all right,
fam.
so these
Like,
women ain't wanting to be exposed. All right, so they not want to be exposed, and they freakism is all right. But is it that the people? So if anything, the people who didn't know they freakism, or who already knew they freakism, then they'll be like, well, yeah, I already knew, but they didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? They gonna know they got some real friends in their life or whatever. But they ain't no different from again. So let's actually this showed that the black woman really ain't grew though. Really, you know what I'm talking about. This is also a litmus test, inadvertently a social environmental behavior observation litmus test. Because this could be Instagram 82, cuz it really could be.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to say. I'm actually gonna hop off the panel, man. Thanks for having me up, y'all.
I respect.
Yeah, be safe. Enjoy the rest of you guys' evening. Bye.
Word.
Peace.
Thanks for coming up, Big Kia. Man, but let me ask y'all a question. How y'all think your mama got you here?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Through innocent behavior, through checkers, through reading the Bible. I mean, maybe not even butt naked. Just pull the drawers down.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Look, they just wanted to show something, and all them women out there showing and having a good time, and I don't know. So it went on how many years before it started getting like ill with it? Like I was surprised, like during the '90s when it got ill with it, because that's when everybody started bringing thug energy or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of thing too. Because you hear instances where people were robbing folks in traffic.
Yeah, that bullshit,
Yeah, and then like there was like here's what I heard how Freaknik ended. It was people were getting robbed in traffic and women were getting assaulted.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. You do run the risk of, what I'm saying, putting yourself out there as food. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody partying that hard, and I mean, people understand why folks are traveling out there, and you're traveling out there specifically for a weekend. So you're going to take weekend money with you. And this is something that's already well known or something like that. You're gonna be traveling with some duckies, if not whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody didn't have an operation that wanted to be a bad place to set one up. Shit.
Yeah, but like when I went to the Freaknik like events, Like the Daytona Beach College weekend and
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach Black Bikers Week. It
Yeah, I
was the
remember.
same thing, man. It was
Oh, word. Okay,
yeah, it was kind of the same thing.
I heard
It was
about
like
Black
it was kind
Bike.
of like a Freaknik light, but people still buzzing it down,
Yeah.
having sex, everything. I remember me and my homie was trying to get in the girl's room. He pissed her off, so he fucked it up and shit. Then the girl, the girl gonna bring a dildo to the damn door. Talking about we doing ourselves now. We don't
Oh,
need you niggas.
God damn.
We
Freaks
had
for
them.
real.
We had them too, man. I was like, man, you fucking up everybody. So I went walking back to the street, man. Enjoy the
Oh
scenery and
no,
shit.
you got to smack him in the back of the head. That's that old school shit. Where you
Yeah,
the back of the neck, pow, stupid motherfucker.
yeah, but they were fun events, man. They were
Yeah,
fun events, man. Your spirits. You
yeah.
got that sweet Chiba.
Yo, and pretty girls walking around smiling and you know what I'm saying, feeling good and showing. It's like, yo, what's wrong with that, man? Shit, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, not for real. Not back in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now they're just trying to make a big deal out of everything. Just try to find a dragon to slay. But what up, Toya?
What you put on your under your name? What that say?
It says Freaknik.
Toot Nick.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I ain't even
I
ask.
was never at Freaknik, but I would be at Tootnik.
What the fuck is Toot Nick?
Oh God.
Listen, let me be corny. Leave me alone.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
No, I just wanted to come up here. I never freaked at the Nick either, Kev, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to come up here and say, like, we gotta stop pretending like folks don't like sex.
For real.
Like, we really have to cut that out. Like, at our barest necessity and most, simple needs, that's what we like. So let's take that with a grain of salt and say, like, okay, like what Kev was just saying. I went to a Black Bike weekend when I was at college, and the same sorts of things were happening at that time, and this was in the early aughts, you know. So I don't know, like it's one of those things where, okay, I'm interested in watching the documentary because I grew up hearing about this thing, never having attended, but at the same time, like I said, it's like we have to stop pretending folks don't love and enjoy sex, and that's really what this is about. Let's embrace that. As I think Rogish was getting at it too, like as a cultural thing. We comport ourselves very different than our other colored counterparts.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, let's lean into that a little bit. What happened to the checks and balances that we used to have also culturally when things like this would happen? That's kind of what ruined it.
That's the thing. It was the etiquette. We lost the etiquette because everybody knew that the dirt was going on because everybody was doing dirt. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the ebb and flow of it.
Yeah.
You're always attempting to achieve balance, but you do have to relieve some of that human steam from time to time.
Yeah.
And so and so it's just raw animal magnetism. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just also a part of being human. But the whole element is what is it that you're putting forth towards the understanding of such thing. So with Freaknik, I don't know. I didn't hear about it until I don't know, maybe 89. And it started what, 82, right? 82.
What do you mean?
82,
No,
83.
no, man. Freaknik was a '90s thing.
No, it got somebody. Well, I think it was on Roger's channel.
Yeah, it started off as a picnic in the 80s. That was probably.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So if it started off like there, and I ain't saying nobody busting it open, you know what I'm saying, 82 or whatever. But damn, I forgot my point. Damn it. I forgot my point.
82 to 89.
It'll come back to me. I just woke up anyway. Shit, took an early nap.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You but Yeah, man. This, like I said, I just remember how we partied back then. Um, Shoot, you ever walk into a club? I'm just standing, like, picture me at 19 years old,
Right.
just, just by, like, I used to go to clubs by myself, and then, like, I just stand on the dance floor, and then all of a sudden, this female takes advantage of me by putting her butt on my pelvis, and, you know,
I mean, yo, is I mean, hey, and the thing is, I think they're just trying to set the tone and then want you to take the reign. You know what I mean?
uh, I mean,
Oh,
I'm approaching this with a little sarcasm.
what you got to do? What you got?
Wait a minute. Did you ask my permission first? Like,
I'm like, all right, let's see how you hold this style.
hey,
Horse.
tell you the truth, I did not
Yeah,
feel.
Pinky.
Shoot. But that's how they were framing in 2023. Be
Yeah,
telling somebody this story and be like, Kevin, you didn't realize that you were taken advantage of? Like, no, I was not taking. No, didn't happen. Don't, no, stop trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. It was all good. Oh God, let me get some shout outs in the chat. Ike was here earlier, so what up, Ike Giamine?
Respect.
RPM is here. Cartel, Forever Blessed, Information Man. What's going on? Shoot,
Kev, can I give you a virtual hug real quick?
yeah, go right ahead.
I really appreciate you, man. You be saying some really nice things about me, and I feel like I don't ever really get a chance to say thank you verbally, so I want to take the opportunity to say thank you so much. I appreciate your kindness and your contributions.
No. You're welcome, man. It's all good. I mean, I don't think anything of it. It is. I tell the truth, and it's if you everything I've said, is not is how I really feel. You're all good. So is people say all this stuff about, well, females in the space and this other stuff. Like, I truly feel that your intent is genuine. So
I appreciate that because it really is.
Sure, I heard that day one. Shoot, I'm like, you definitely sounded different than what I'm saying, how Cash described the chicks in the space of typically being, and I'm like, all right, y'all don't hear that. So let me ask you something, Kev.
yeah.
Because Toya did get quite a bit of a push. But what was it? Let me ask you something. What is it that you think Cats is standing on that's not permitting them to be able to hear when one is taking their word into consideration?
What?
Because
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Saying, what do cats? They feel like their word is not being taken into consideration.
Well, not aware that their word is being taken into consideration
Hmm.
by those what I'm saying, who I guess are of, there you say, the opposing factor in the social equation. I mean, I don't like to say
I
opposing.
mean, I think
That's
that
weird when it come off like that, but
I believe that everything that we're saying, as far as men in general, is being taken into consideration because we represent, um, we represent, what makes them conscious of who they are.
right.
Not everyone likes a mirror being put up in front of them. And one thing that these people don't realize is that a lot of these dudes that do say these things, or from each side, is has to put up a mirror to themselves first. So
Yeah.
although they are regurgitating the truth that somebody else may tell, then you need to be really careful in viewing it as just a message, and also taking into consideration who's saying it too. Like, you wouldn't take it financial advice from a homeless person. So it, but I do believe the men are being heard. It's just that you know
But what about when the women show up saying, "We hear you"?
when they
Because
show up and we hear you.
Yeah, like has there been, I think what it is, I think there needs to be an established receptivity um process that's established, or method or something like that,
I don't
because
know. If we
it
get
be,
back to the times that the people had the mindset they had during Freaknik, everybody hear everybody. Shit, men and women generally like to be cool around each other, man.
yeah.
Especially back in those times. I mean, it was a mutual thing. If they wanted to get a little freaky, we wanted to get a little freaky. We wanted to get together and drink and just sit around and shoot the
wasn't
shit, play
wasn't
cards, all the other stuff. It wasn't
wasn't that
no,
the late 60s and shit? Wasn't that still a continuation of back then?
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So
it was.
what? So my thing is, if back to the whole Freaknik thing, what is it that changed with it? Was it when black people started actually saying, being their own operative and operators of their own hedonism period, if you will? Is that what? You know what I mean? I don't know, because I don't know. To me, it resonates as Mardi Gras. When I
Oh,
heard
Mardi
it,
Gras, that was a wild time too.
Mardi Gras. All right, so
Yeah,
Mardi.
yeah. People always use things like events like it was an excuse to get loose. Like they did with they did that with Mardi Gras. They do that with the Essence Festival, from what I hear.
Oh,
Um,
word! The Essence Festival get cracking.
man,
Come on, how are you surprised at that? Anytime we get together, like Kev was just saying, we like to fellowship. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, but I ain't know nothing about no Essence Festival. I
Come
don't know what
on.
Essence is about. It's a magazine, so I ain't
We
really
could
know.
take it all the way down to the brass tacks. A cookout. All you need is a good 20 people at a cookout and for half of them not to know each other.
shit.
All right.
College orientation. When you first show up, like, yeah, we going to the mixer tonight. You coming? Yeah, shit. What,
Facts.
like, Cafe 702. Thank you for the super chat, supporting Black Men Media Tax. Oh, I appreciate that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that is what's up. Yeah, man, we didn't have a fun like Rogish. I guess you'll get this pun. We ain't have a bunch of angry niggas fooling around here trying to fuck up the party environment for everyone. This is like this is why I find it very weird that all these lines are drawn into space. Yeah,
What lines is drawn in the look, bruh? The number
the
one thing that
supposed
I keep
lines.
hearing about the space is that those who are supposedly supposed to be the pillars don't rock with it. So when, let's say that you got Olympus, man, what are
Yeah,
the pillars of Olympus? And if they were to depart, how is Olympus standing tall? You know what I mean?
yeah,
I think what it is a changing of a holistic changing of the guard is presenting itself, and there's a lot of resistance to it.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe there need to be new pillars.
oh no, there's going to be new pillars. Not
Yeah,
on maybe.
but how do you pick those people though?
Well, it's all the influence. That's the whole thing. KS
Yeah,
showed
do,
us
do,
that
do, do you
it
pick
doesn't.
the guys with the bigger followings? Because
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say the bigger followings. I would say you can have it a game of influence. You know what I
mm,
mean? You know how back in the day, what was that movie? What was that movie? It was no, yeah, Black Panther, right? But Black Panther. T'Challa had to defend his title, did he not?
yeah,
All right. So, okay, let's say that, and he stood 100, you know what I'm saying, on the throne. All right. Well, let's say that T'Challa, ventured away from Wakanda and was just, kicking it in America, you know what I'm saying, on the Donald Trump side of the game. Instead of handling Wakanda business the way he's supposed to. All right. Well, that challenge probably would have a much, much deeper fervor to it. And there'll probably be a lot more contenders for it, as opposed to just what I'm saying, the regular other rulers who are just looking to take over. Um, this is supposed to have reverberation depending on what the space is about. That's why I say Black Manosphere is not. Nah, it's not a. Everybody, organization. Nah, not an organization. Whole herd of cats thing. I think what it is a social philosophical lens.
Mm.
And with that, peering through that lens creates ideologies. Hence why every hashtag that the Black Manosphere has ever created, if y'all know that other people run with it and take it and turn it turn to something that make them a lot of money and a lot of influence.
Yeah, because you are tapping into the, and this is what people don't realize. They say they'll say shit like they're tapping into rage, and
Yeah.
no, these things, to make money off of this, you have to tap into people's emotions.
Right.
I'm saying people talking about some, you getting super chats from, tapping into people's rage. People get super chats from tapping into people's anything.
Yeah,
Like,
there's more
like,
emotions than just rage. Believe me, I got rage
yeah, they're more
covered.
emotion than just rage. It's just a bunch of people that hearing what they want to hear. Shit,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, and I'm not pocket watching for every super chat that the lead attorney gets. Are those angry people? God
They're
damn
like
it!
mad in the
That's why I'm
motherfucker.
giving you this money.
Take this
Damn it!
money. Damn, I agree with you.
I want the aneurysm. I want it. Like,
I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, as far as it goes with that, I just think that it's time to expand. BGS keep putting that seed out there. He said it looks like the space is largely
expand to
going
what?
political. And
Talking about the ideologies.
yeah, well,
You know,
I think possibly not necessarily ideology, but where the focus Black Manosphere is going to put their lens on, and that's the whole thing. It's like the eye of Sauron, because it's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying?
all we talk about is women. That's all we talk about.
Yeah.
That's what they keep telling everybody. That's all we do, man.
I mean, well, the thing is that seed has already been planted. The focus has been upon women
I
to the
be
point where
snoring.
now everybody takes Black Manosphere perspective as template. So that's already covered. Really. Now, if
Yeah.
they start looking at politics and with the eyes, just analysis, y'all. That's why I keep saying lens. The Black Manosphere is a lens. It's a cultural lens, and they've never had such before. Hence, same thing as having I don't know what is it called, a deep think or a think tank.
Think tank.
Yeah, a think tank.
Yeah.
But we have the most potent lens because we're directly tied into a misandric, you know what I'm saying, reality.
Yeah, culture of misandry.
Yes, with the very
Yeah,
thing that we're looking at.
yeah,
So
Patrice O'Neal.
yeah.
Everything that men do is seen as bad, and everything women do is seen as good.
Yep.
Just what it is. That's the reality, and
Yeah.
a
And
lot of
people,
folks don't understand that shit. But hey, whatever.
they understand it through us, though.
Yeah, through us, and that's why they hate it. Like,
That's exactly why they hate it.
yeah, cause a lot of men, I would say, want to be loved.
Man.
And the ladies is a very, very superficial way to validate that for these guys. If I can get a bitch that hates men to agree with me, then I can feel special and above all other men.
No, not other men, because
Other men,
that ain't
yeah,
a
I feel
man.
special because
That
that
ain't a
bitch
man.
don't
That's a
like you.
dude. Those are dudes who think they men. That's the issue. We got some shit that's going on between us as well, with a blending of social stances, just like the women do. The women got the hoes trying to blend in with lady, right?
Mhm.
And we got these dudes trying to blend in with men.
Trying to blend in. Why would you
Yeah.
have to try to blend in?
Because you for some reason, wherever you're at in your personal rites of passage, you ain't passed over yet.
Hmm.
Because we got personal rites of passages, but yeah, there's an element within your personal rite of passage when you know, oh yeah, I've achieved manhood.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's an inner thing. It's something that other men acknowledge, not like outright and anything like that, but it's more along the line of, it's a level that you know. Now you also understand that, oh yeah, this would be definitely easier had we had a cultural rite of passage as opposed to a personal one. But you can identify when cats have not been doing that inner work and placing themselves on that, you know what I'm saying, personal rites of passage to where you can enter into a quality manhood. Nah, some cats are just dudes their whole motherfucking life, cuz.
Man. But let me as far as like and you know, I don't try to pride myself on having this kind of content,
Yeah.
you know, but as far as like, you know, the art of getting more bitches.
Why you need Mo though?
That's what I'm saying, man.
What's the purpose for Mo ho?
But
What's the purpose?
but it's just the art of being able to somehow convince a woman to be on your page. You know, just have the willingness for her to be able to convince that there's something special in you to give her the willingness to for her in you for you to get whatever you want out of her.
Right.
You
Well,
know, instead
a
of
lot of cats don't. A lot of the thing is, if you are attempting to show something of yourself to her in order to elicit that return, that's the biggest fuck up, because it don't start with you, or it don't start with any intention of you. That's the thing. If once there's intention put to it, she ain't finna do it. She has to be inspired. It has to be a catalyst of your very being that even, you know what I'm saying, clicks something in her for her to approach you. Hence the whole element of being chose. You know what I'm saying? You don't say bitch come here right off the back, you know what I'm saying, on the first try.
like you can do like Billy Ocean. Remember Billy Ocean? Hey, you get
Yeah.
into my car.
Get in
Who,
my
me?
car.
You get into my car. Like
Exactly.
everybody in Freaknik did that shit. Bruh. We got a
Yeah.
first timer. We got Night Ish in the building.
Respect.
Yeah.
Night-ish. Man, what we Kim Tate on? All right now. Hold up now. We need to see, this is the issue.
Whoa. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
No. What the very part? What is it? Fuck a rite of passage. I got to whatever. Pause. And it says fucking manhood, masculinity, femininity. All right, wait a minute. These are all precious elements of, you know what I'm saying, humanity. This ain't choices. Rakim? Is that your mentality, Rakim?
Raheem Tate, fucking manhood, masculinity, femininity. What he's not fluid. If that's your thing, that's your thing, man. If you want to be fluid, you know.
Are you 19, Rakim? How old are you? No, you know, no age hate or nothing like that, though. You know, it's all good.
Yeah. Raheem getting a little crazy down there, but you know, but you know, that's their opinion.
Or you know what? He might be a belly slug. You know what I'm talking about? That's how those who are the tribe of Pox belly slug tend to think. Shout out to G Serotonin. Yo, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
But did you hear the whole Marcus Lamont Hill spiel before you came up here? Or...
Yeah, I heard that
God.
sad thing, man. I I don't know, bro. It Toya said it best. What'd you say? He left his nuts somewhere or something? What'd you say? He left home without his nuts.
Yeah. He misplaced them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raheem Tate, man. Look, I respect you, man. You do what you want to do, man. For real, what may look crazy to us may look totally normal to you or normal to other folks. So hey,
Yeah,
you know
we dealing with
that's
your
the world we
generation
live
of
in.
women. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying?
there's you know some people like I have sort of a I guess a country accent. I can't hear it, but you know other people can. You know, so people think that about me. So you know I have to accept that.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is country? Everybody country in their own way. Shit.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, whatever. You know, people be trying to be full of who you got that country accent like I ain't
Y'all
supposed
the
to
fuck
talk.
out now. Shit.
Like,
I'm talking country right now.
Both of
Yeah.
y'all country.
You goddamn right. Shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Being
no.
motherfucker.
It's not about that as much as it's about understanding what you're saying, and both of
Yeah.
you speak very well. So damn all of that.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Speak very well. So well spoken.
Yeah. But Mark Lamont Hill, he got in trouble a few years back because he said something off color about Jewish folks, I think.
Oh, what did
He,
he say? What did he
yeah,
say about the Achaz?
then that's when he just started kind of flipping out and you know, all this feminist shit like Allison Morris, with
Oh,
her Naker comment. He was like, I believe her.
oh, so he on damage. So how long he been on damage control? How many
I don't
years?
know, forever. Cause he fuck up one time, they gonna bring that shit back up.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. They got you in their pocket now.
And he been walking on eggshells ever since.
Yeah.
Wow. You
You
know
hate
what?
to see it. You really hate to see it because at one point I did respect him as a journalist. I have a bleeding heart for people who actually practice for real journalism.
Right, the science.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
And
respect that. You got to
yeah,
respect the science.
but I don't know. He's been shucking and jiving for black women for a while now, and it's really sad to see.
Mm.
Hmm. I ain't gonna say I respect his journalism. He did give you the thing is when you came across his pieces and you say you want to speak against him, you definitely do got to supply some research or let's say a worthy foe. But in ways that he presented, he couldn't even stand up to Patrice O'Neill. Did you see did you see his debate against Patrice O'Neill?
Man, if I
Patrice
ever
O'Neill's
find it, I
back.
might cover it.
I haven't done anything for Patrice since he died. And I've been, trying to stay away from it. The same energy, Chad Boseman, same energy, X, the dog, Dirt. It's I should bring up some ill vibes, cuz. But I think it's time it's time for Patrice to get some manosphere flowers for real.
Oh
Cause
yeah,
yeah, he would have
yeah.
been the king of this shit if he existed.
All right, we got 64 votes on the poll. Who should be more worried about Freaknik? Uh, is 22% the men and 78% the women. Mm. Out of 64 votes, which is a pretty good amount. But if you're passing through this broadcast, can you please hit that like button? Likes are for free.
Yeah, hit the like, put it in the algorithm. You know you digging it. You know you
Yeah,
digging it. How many of y'all up in here? I hustling motherfuckers.
you know, you know,
20. Oh, okay, y'all good. We good.
yeah,
But
yeah,
nah, yeah, I think yeah, it's really largely gonna be on us because the women that their shame is only to themselves. Who the fuck are
yeah,
they gonna be shamed by within their peer group in 2023, cuz?
yeah.
Now.
Like if a man is on tape doing something foul, I'm sure it was turned over to the proper authorities if that tape exists. If they are going to do a documentary on Freaknik,
Well,
maybe the tape was buried and to never be seen again, which would have been the wise thing to do. Why would you want to keep a tape around like that anyway? But
why
stranger things have happened.
well, one, there needs to be a measure of what is the most, I guess, streamlined busted open method. Because they was all busting open, right? So you got busted open in the future, busted open in the past. What was the busted open, approach of, those Freaknik? Because I didn't see Freaknik, but it's like, all right, I'm be able to see a little bit of it. We can put a comparison on the whole advancement of the whole character, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And see when it left the confines of the social contract. Let's ask a woman who's probably been, uh, participating within observing these stuff for a long time. Toya, when would you say was the loss or the leap of hope from the social contract of this is where this stays with women?
You gonna take us around the mulberry bush, ain't you?
I ain't.
Every
I ain't.
um,
I don't know how to put it. Help me out. I'm still a
I
student with this shit too. You know what I mean?
it just sometimes you gotta listen to Rogish twice before you answer them. But I think it probably butts up against when women started emulating masculine behavior. And
Okay.
I know that was happening beforehand, and in some cases it's always been happening, but I think when that started to ramp up and you started to see more of the um LGBT prominence
Okay.
came to focus, I think that there's like a linking factor there, because you know what dirty macking is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what kind of birthed it. It's like, well, you know, you have that one chick in the crew who's looking at everybody but not looking at everybody.
Right.
She's looking at her girlfriends and they looking at men, and it's like, here's an opportunity. Let me plant the seed that you shouldn't accept that, girl. And I would never do that to you, girl. You know what I mean? Like, it's as innocent as one of those conversations starting, and then
Yeah.
it's like because I remember when I went to Black Bike Weekend, seeing a lot of these women walking around looking brolic and looking like they wanted to be considered contenders, even
Wow.
though most of us there were looking for guys, you know. So
Wow.
a lot of that was dirty macking to get the leftovers of the women who weren't chose, and then it became. I think there's got to be some link there, and
You
then
know
of
what?
course for good measure, Ricky Lake.
Well, when you talk about the display with it, like I'm okay, but it makes sense to a degree. But I would know from a woman's perspective of it. Yeah, I think perhaps maybe if there was a book that one of y'all would wrote, if one of y'all could be honest enough.
Now
Y'all,
that's funny.
yeah,
Woo! Accountability. What?
yeah. I mean, what I'm saying? Just like how that white man, Michael Bradley was honest enough to put the Iceman inheritance out there and tell you about pilgrims.
Mm.
We,
This this would be fiction, right? This would have to be fiction. All the names used are made up.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Interpolations, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, this is interesting, but I think it's largely going to be us feeling, men feeling the blowback from it because Mark Lamont Hill already he's a vanguard apparently. Yeah,
Yeah. Guess who else? D.L. Hughley.
nigga, what?
I won't want my, I won't want my daughter or my auntie out there, or you know, these. I have a daughter, niggas. And I have a daughter too, but I mean, come on, man.
Listen, if y'all can
DL
hear the
Hughley?
conversations I be having with my dad, okay? Like, we have to get real. And that's actually why I voted men should be more worried about Freaknik, because
Yeah.
this is just making it more difficult for y'all, honestly. Like
Well, that's if you don't stand on your square that and all right, you say hello to the bad guy. You know what I'm talking about? All right, well, fuck it. They're a bunch of fucking hoes anyway. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wear that coat then. All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of all right, because if you're gonna be pushed in that corner, fuck it. I'm not gonna be a gentleman. I'm gonna be a roguish.
I was screaming. I was
Oh,
screaming I was screaming in them crowds too. Doo doo brown. Doo doo
yeah,
brown. Doo doo brown.
doodle
Yeah.
brown, bitch, bust it open. Fuck it. That's what you want to do anyway. Oh, you nasty bitch.
But I'm in agreement with Cartel. Honestly, this Freaknik documentary is really not that serious. It isn't. It
This is
ain't.
gonna be
it's not.
hilarious. This is
Yeah,
No,
gonna
all
it's
be
these all these
hilarious.
women going crazy on TikTok. That's because y'all were busting it open.
But the thing is, who they have to be accountable to now for that behavior
not.
in this day and age, as if that behavior is not going to be seen as something that is like super streamlined. You know what I'm saying? Along with, yeah. I don't know, nigga. Come on, man. What these bitches finna kill themselves or something? Or what is it? They're gonna bring on the shame of their family. All right, so your mama was a freak. You know if your mama was a
Loud,
motherfucking
loud,
freak.
loud, loud. I want.
Come on
Get me
now.
on that tape.
Everybody
I
knows their
remember that
mama a
video
motherfucking
tape.
freak or not.
Give me that video tape.
Not
No,
jawbone.
no.
Jawbone. Yeah.
No.
Ooh, I remember this that shit. Bernie Mac.
Oh God.
Oh, that's real funny as shit, boy.
Yeah, that's my point, D Scott. It really isn't that big a deal. It's not any worse than what's happening now. I mean, shit. Who mama on Instagram right now show and tell? I mean, a lot of y'all mama, yeah. But
I don't see this as any different than any other white exploration into blacktivities.
Not at all.
This is no different. This is, ooh, we get an inside look into what they like to do. This
Mhm.
isn't for us.
Yeah.
We know what happened.
Wait, so the director and the ones who put it together are they at least black? Are they black, or we got some more
Now,
Africans on the scene
I know
trying to
Jermaine Dupri.
national Negro graphic Black
What?
America now? Because that's what everybody do now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
yeah,
sure.
it's a black filmmaker directing it,
Oh,
but
okay.
Jermaine Dupri and Luke is behind it.
Right.
Oh, I mean, well, you got to grant them access then. I mean, come on, cuz this is their culture. It's not.
And
And
like
it's
the writers of The Woman King,
if anybody was going to do it, you would want it
white
to
and
be
mixed.
them because
Yeah,
I'm
because who's the gatekeeper? At the end of the day, those people direct and produce it, but the gatekeepers do not look like us.
No, not at all.
yeah.
They be in front of the white folk looking like Bobby Smurder.
Fact.
Yo,
Big facts.
that's a bad look, man. That is a bad look with just pilgrims who would be afraid, who would show that they are afraid of you going into the I don't know the Starbucks or something like that, right? But okay, now you got what rapper gangsters dancing jigs for you on tables, you know what I'm saying, at the meeting or whatever. Okay. But you scared of us? All right, whatever.
Yeah, hardcore and gangster
Until 12 o'clock when it's time for the memo. What's the memo for today? Bobby. He don't even put his own name. Oh, we got a Schmurder presentation. Oh shit. I don't know what I was watching till somebody told me. Because the sound wasn't attached to it. So, the first time I saw it, I didn't know who he was. And it was all everywhere. Bobby Schmurder. And I'm like, all right, what are you doing? They're like, oh yeah, he's performing for a contract. What you mean for? Who the hell's in the room? You know what I'm saying? Then it hit you. Oh, okay. So this who be in the room when y'all set this up to sell the culture and sell yourselves out and all that. That's who in the room.
Yeah, that's who in the room.
A bunch of world marketers.
Everybody's like, don't let Tariq get a hold of it. Are these guys buck dancing? Like,
I mean, yo, look, that dude's such a super grifter. It's crazy, man. This is my only thing with him. After all that talk about we was Moors, you know what I'm saying, and and talking about Africa and all the other places. Now this nigga is anti-foreigner because it's convenient. It's like, all right, but and getting the following, like, all right, you niggas still follow. Y'all ain't seeing that. So my only thing, I wonder if black people will permit themselves, or let me say this. Unfortunately, I used to have a hypothesis with this, and it's kind of proven to be true. You got to be a benevolent swindler in order to be able to be placed in position by black people to help black people. Right, because they're not. If you're too much about discipline, they ain't finna follow. If it's just too much on you, which is, let's say, the whole Pan-African plan, pro-blackness, whatever, they ain't finna follow that. Because the moment that it goes against, pilgrims or whatever, white folks consider America, they be like, it can't be about that. Well, this is about you. Well, the way he did it, he's tapped into, I don't know if it's the same market every time, if it's just, black people, or is it, because first he was doing that whole Mac and shit, right? And with that, all right, that falls on the PUA or whatever. So he wasn't just he wasn't in the manosphere doing that, right? Was he considered part of the manosphere as far as it goes with that? But now all these cats, if you notice, they done made their way over to the manosphere, the black manosphere. Tariq Nasheed, I don't think Tone, not Tone yet, but
Tone Talks.
Yeah, not
him. Because Tariq he had got into it with Tone Talks, man.
He was just hating. He didn't get into it with him. He was hating because
he called that man Tone Tits.
Oh, he had to do something to develop his brand. He's like, all right, well, my brand of hey, you niggas come over here is is better than his brand of hey, you niggas come over here. We gonna just switch the name. We're gonna put a different title to it. Same damn context, as opposed to, I'm saying, taking his group that he already had and helping to supply that movement so that he can develop some influence. You're like, no, no, I'd rather have, some control over something. That's what I saw in largely a lot of the pro-black things. But the pro-black folks wouldn't call themselves into the proper accountability to flesh that shit out. So I think that's a whole I think that's a black people thing. You know what I'm saying? I think when it comes to an accountability, we don't have nothing to be accountable to, because we talk about ourselves like we're a group. But what is it that bind this group? Based off of what motherfucking group code? Based off of what fucking group standard? Based off of what element of being able to place shame upon the foundation to display to people like, yeah, make sure, yada yada yada. What the fuck is it sitting on? You know what I'm saying? None of this shit is sitting on nothing. So anybody could be pulled from anywhere, and you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just this is the whole, I think, with black not being able to be solidified within its own, saying, cultural sequoia-ness, if you will. We ain't got nothing to be about. So when people point the finger, oh, they're out of pocket for this, they're out of pocket for this, they're out of pocket for this. Based off of what motherfucking standard, though? You know what I mean? What the fuck? Finna go back but people mad this whole freak this shit. Fuck it. It's a documentary. You know what I'm saying? Look at them shake that old pussy. You know what I'm saying? Look at y'all wild out, kick back, drink something, have a good motherfucking time, laugh. You know what I'm saying? Do the shit that you did at Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck?
Hey, Rogish,
Yeah.
what do you say to the people that are like, when they make their broadcast on this Freaknik documentary, being like, your mother should be ashamed of themselves. Your mother should have not been out there busting it open like that.
I'm thinking them motherfuckers are new to America, man. Shit. I don't know.
Did she meet your daddy here and she couldn't keep his phone number? Like,
it's weird, man. I don't know. It is folks think people like the illusion to themselves that black people exist in a vacuum, a convenient vacuum, a convenient social vacuum, and it's like, it's based off of what that is keeping us together as the binding unit. What is it? If you can call all this into accountability, this that and the third, all right, for the sake of what, as a people, what does it mean to be black? Through what measure? Through what are they supposed to hold up to? You don't act like that because of boom, fill in the blank. What the fuck is the blank?
I think a lot of people got dear mama complex.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, even as a crack fiend mama. You always was a black queen. Even you busting it open on Freaknik mama, Yeah.
Yeah, he want to call his mama into accountability and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is all daddy fault. It's like, nah, wait a minute now. Mama got some responsibilities. And if mama, take it upon herself to I guess, express and display or whatever, the objectivity of mama, must also come into play. That's why I don't know if anybody ain't ever checked your mama. If you ain't never checked your mama, you know what I'm saying? Like once. How many y'all ain't ever check your mama? You put a one in the chat if you ain't ever check your mama.
Man.
I checked my mama at 22, cuz for real. I remember.
Man, let me read what old Coffee Dino. He said, man, I had some old footage myself in Atlanta on VHS tape. Who would have thought that this would come back around? I mean, shit, me.
I mean,
who knew they would make a documentary about Freaknik, though, for real?
Come on, you had to expect that. Look, I'm just glad that it's somebody black doing it. That's the only thing. Because right now it seems like anybody and everybody can take our motherfucking history, use us as some form of subject, and come up, cuz like it's crazy, dude.
Facts.
So I'm just glad somebody black doing it. Yes, there's some for some debauchery or whatever. Fuck it. It's for some black debauchery that they were attempting to mimic, you know what I'm saying, from Pleasantville. So all this trying to hold black people to some type of, you know what I'm saying, moral standard based off of what? You know, who the fuck is doing the tisk tisk? You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense, bro. Again, just like the whole thing with Trump and shit. Oh, Trump racist, Trump racist. What kind of accountability does he have to not be? You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's from here. And, you know what I'm saying, born into, you know what I'm saying, wealth to such a degree. What type of, he's racist. What do you expect him to sound like? How do you expect him to, what do you think his values are to be? You know?
Man,
The fuck
like,
out of here. This is America. This is I don't know what American people have been growing up in since the motherfucking 80s, but has it really changed that much to y'all? I think it's just more different style of people here, but this shit is it's wrong running. And it seems like it's actually doing a predictive type of thing, because everything that you saw, me and Tori, we talk about this everything that you saw in the 80s that they used to make a spoof of in movies, commercials, or whatever, saying, oh, this is going to be the future, this is, you know what I'm saying, way out there, over the top, whatever, and then you laugh at it, whatever. A lot of that now has become reality. So all that to say is, if this is the trajectory of this place, what is the moral ground that's being called to stand upon if there is a tisk that's involved, man? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is tisking?
I'm glad you brought that up, because on your show the other day, I also said how the tech body is taking over.
Yeah.
And so that's why this documentary is creating so much hubbub, because like Kev said, like people in the chat have said, this is no different than what's happening right now on social media. You're willingly uploading photos of yourself spreading your cheeks open. Like, as a woman, in order for me to get the most engagement on social media, I have to show some physical aspect of myself. The more I show, the more engagement I get, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
So when you consider the fact that the social tech body has no moral high ground, then you can't expect there to be any moral answer. Like there really isn't. Like, before you make an Instagram account, they're not asking you what your political affiliations are, where you stand, what your values line up with.
Right.
They're just asking you to put up a picture, put the first one up, and then let it rock.
And this is the type of pictures that are trending right now.
Yeah, and as soon as you do, you'll have a For You page with a bunch of images of things that the algorithm thinks you like. So AI is essentially the standard.
Yeah, that is it has grown to be that. It has grown to be that.
Yeah. But yeah, the AI is taking over. You search something on Google, you'll find it on your Facebook feed. Strangest thing ever. I'm looking for a meat smoker.
For what?
All of a meat
You
smoker.
want to see some meat getting smoked?
Yeah, you gotta be careful how you type that in there.
No, they know what I meant. Like,
I'm saying though, the way the future is though, it's stupid now, because you have to be so direct like that. And it's like, wait a minute, back in the day, there was no need for extra filters for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm already knew.
yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Man, what up, Chaos?
What's good, Kevin? What's good?
Yeah.
What's good, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Shoot.
Hey,
So what do you think of the Freaknik documentary? You scared you gonna see your mama
it's coming out next year. A lot of
next
people,
year? Oh, the way they talking about it's gonna be this year.
I've been hearing a lot of speculation next year, this year. Until it comes out, we'll know when it actually comes out. Because my thing is this. They're gonna try to paint it back and point the fingers back on black men on this, which some will. But the problem is, it's not the black man that they should be concerned about this documentary. is really the women. Because last time I checked, who's really going out the way trying to sue not have this? Was it men or women? Can somebody refresh me?
Try to sue who?
They're trying to stop this from coming out. Who's fighting to stop it to come out?
Yeah, women is.
So really, this is going to be a slap in the face to a lot of women that participate in Freaknik.
Yeah, but
Especially ones that were in their 30s. Hell, even mid-30s. That's like in their 60s now. And I'm not sure when the last Freaknik ended, if it ever did end it. But it lets you know that a lot of women were engaged in such perverse acts. They were eating other women out, sucking many dicks. Some are probably, I hear, could be politicians, mayors, high office of high corporate jobs. And I'm thinking, what's the bad thing? Your boss didn't go around and say, I'm going to fire you because you participated in something back 30-some years ago. He probably, if you haven't done it right, you're going to bust it wide open for a nigga or for Mr. Charlie. If you're not doing.
Okay, but wait a minute. If that can be exposed for black women, just for the sake of tape, right? Remember, there's an industry of girls going, wow, I don't know how long that shit lasted, right? Everybody, that was a commercial that was on. You didn't have commercial for Freaknik.
but you see, but you see that's what makes it so special, Rogates. There was no commercial. That's the whole purpose of the documentary. The documentary is supposed to lead on to a greater propaganda. Look what happened to a lot of people that were well-known figures that once the documentary come out. Remember the thing with R. Kelly 4 years ago? When that documentary came out, what you hear? They start putting a charge on him off of that documentary. So imagine the fingers playing back on the ladies, not the dudes, because there are a few dudes that participate, but really the focus on really the women, because the women are fighting to not have this.
Ain't shit gonna happen to the women. But
okay, so wait a minute. So you talk.
shame.
You trying to? So you think? You think because they busted open 30 years before, that's going to follow an element of the character that they then develop until what it is in their professions? I mean, the thing is, this is the thing. What is the measure that they were supposed to be holding themselves to, and who was to call that into an accountability within the current social environment, tech body social environment, if you will, of culture of women displaying themselves even more egregiously so, to where it's in the hundreds of millions, man. You know what I mean? So this is the thing. How is women what's going to be the blowback with women with this versus dudes, you know what I'm saying, being painted as some damn street predators, you know what I'm saying, as Mark Lamont Hill.
Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill went in.
Yeah.
Misogynist and
and
patriarchal and God damn it. I just get emotional.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Hill, and then the guy, the booty bandit. But that's not a story. I ain't gonna go into that.
Well, I mean, he a booty bandit, but the thing is, he does hold influence, and so just the fact of him
of course,
taking that measure, that stance of lens with it, and it's like, okay, well, it's like you absorb. Okay, it's an attack. So basically, he's saying, "Oh, this, you know, you use it as an attack on black men." It's like, well, one, you a black man, you were there, and if you were actually there, those of us who weren't there, we can pretty much infer to the behavior of the women. You know what I'm saying? And their fervor for participation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was there. He saw the shit. He saw an object and there as what a journalist, student, or something. So he can be hyper objective if need be. That motherfucker, that's why Toya said he left his nuts at home. He showed up with no nuts. He could have still painted that as an attacking piece on us, but also bring up some element of to where there was, you know what I'm saying, intrinsic participation on behalf of the women. But it's like niggas brought them hoes out there, said bust it open, let motherfuckers do whatever, and then when it's over, pack y'all asses back in the motherfucking truck so we can get out of here.
Man.
threw them hoes like jacks out there to the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
All right. Gyogamy, thank you, man, for the super chat. Say greetings to all. Long live the habitual line steppers. Long live.
Respect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. But the Freaknik documentary can be good for women though, because it'll actually disprove the whole can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Like, cause
Oh,
a lot of
Goddamn,
these hoes are
Kevin.
housewives.
Everybody knew that already. Some
oh,
reasons don't care. They're gonna still try to turn these chicks into housewives. They're gonna bang them out. They're gonna blow their back out and say, "Baby, here's a ring for all your
Man,
hard work."
Well, no, no,
They're
no.
gonna
It's
do
not that they can't turn
good
on
nothing
to a
for you.
housewife. Is that the motherfucker that they with probably didn't know, probably wasn't aware that she was been, was a hoe, been hoeing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some things that come up to where certain elements of her character will start. You know what I'm saying? Bringing reminders or something. Perhaps, perhaps maybe they aren't housewives. Perhaps maybe they play housewife as a hoe. Now, a hoe can't be a housewife, but can a hoe play a housewife?
yeah. Either way, so some men gonna see their wives on this documentary because see the thing is they remember how their wives looked when they were younger. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, you know, I don't believe the general populace of women really, will sit there and be mad about it. It's just that a lot of women have lied to their husbands and their boyfriends about who they were.
Yep.
Yeah,
In fact, I'll going deeper, Kevin. They might start questioning: Is little Timmy, little Johnny, little Ray Ray, is it mine?
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. That's gonna, like I said. So this is why the
I'm
blowback is
George
largely
Michael
going to be
said
for
best.
men. That's the thing. The blowback from this is going to be for the men.
yeah, it
Um,
is. It's gonna be. I agree with that. It's gonna be for the men.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Cause think about this. It will be a blowback because now you had to question a lot of things. I remember when George Macon been talking about this last few years before there even was a Freaknik coming out documentary talking about what was done back in the mid-90s. Say your mom was a hoe, back in the summertime and all that stuff. You did some things,
You
Now,
remember the talk that KS had with was it Shy City?
Hmm.
Who the one who the cat that called black women and German shepherds? Who that
It's
nigga?
about Minister Jab.
Minister Jack. Yeah. So when they had they talk about so because they was right there in the thick of it, so they remember hearing Jap's account. Yo, now that was harsh, man. I mean, if you think about it, if you were there, and remember that was also the time when the social context of skis came up. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Skeezer. What was another one that they said? Skeezer, skank.
Skank. Oh man.
Oh shit! But
Tramp was dated by then.
yeah, Trump was dated back then.
Yeah.
But that was also when they started calling chicks tricks. Like, oh nah, that trick. Like, oh okay. I mean, she be tricking.
I mean, Mr. Mill said tenderoni.
Tenderoni.
Hoochie.
I thought to say hoochie, but nah, hoochie is old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, hoochie's old school. Yeah, tenderoni, man.
Hoochie mama. She's fast.
Yeah, that that's old right there.
Eh. All right, y'all.
Round the way, girl.
I think we I think we've talked about this as much as we can right now.
Yeah, let's mash out, man.
Yeah, skags. What about snip snaps and scallywaps?
Scallywags.
Shorties.
Shorties, yeah.
Yeah. Remember DJ Kizzy Rock and all them niggas, Raheem the Dream,
Uh
Kilo.
huh.
All their music got played at Freaknik.
For my shorty. Wow. That's taking it back. But yo, I holla at you. Weekend Warrior respect, man.
Word, Rogish.
Peace, Toy. Peace, chaos.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, hopefully everybody will be able to tune in for tomorrow night's broadcast where we dive into the sensitive topic of dick policing because tomorrow night's topic is, do black men deserve to be destroyed for dating white women?
Oh,
You know, in light of the Jonathan Majors scandal, which really shouldn't be a scandal because how many times does a man have to tell you he innocent? But with black man. But anyway, should black men have to be careful because of dating out? I'll more on that tomorrow night. So Toya, anything else to say?
Thanks for having me, Kev.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
All
You're always welcome.
right. Have a
and
good night.
Kev, we trust.
Yeah. All right, you do the same. And Chaos, what about you, man?
Oh, good.
Good. Mr. you already know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, D Scott, look forward to seeing you. But anyway, man, my final take on Freaknik, man. Well, I tell you the truth, if y'all ain't worried about so much BS, man, y'all be partying today. I mean, shit. Well, during those times, we weren't worried about a damn social media gender war and trying to shame each other and tell each other that it was each other's fault. We were just simply trying to get our freak on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that shit did come with consequences for some, but for most, it's just a memory. That's it. It's just a real good memory. And you old motherfuckers always trying to make shit all serious. Y'all the ones that's fucking this shit up. The people who ain't never experienced nothing. That y'all just mad because y'all ain't got a freak Nick. Give a damn about you. And then even if they did bring back freak Nick, it wouldn't be the same as it was before because of shit like this. The shoot, people be afraid to approach each other because everything is just full of fake outrage. So good luck with life, y'all. Y'all gonna live in a y'all gonna live in a life where you have to write letters to everybody asking for apologies and shit. Oh my god, my feelings, my feelings. Oh, and just instead of just rolling with it and having fun. So, but hey, that ain't my fault. That's y'all fault. That's the world you want to live in. Hey, have at it. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for listening to me for a couple hours, and also a special thank you to Roguish Big Kev. I think his number is 9539 Big Kev 9539. Toya and Chaos Rain for coming through once again. This is Kev. This is BMBBH. Long live the habitual line steppers and people. Just listen to me when I say this. When you don't give up, you win. Peace out until the next time.